a fire that has been burning for several decades in a huge desert gas crater.
What if I told you there are places on Earth so mysterious, so untouched by human presence, that a glance at them is enough to send shivers down your spine? Imagine the vast, uncharted stretches of land, settlements swallowed by nature, and even inky depths of the ocean where sunlight barely reaches. Today we're exploring these unsettling and unexplained locations. Join us through the 20 scariest unexplored places on Earth. Number 20. Rannis Abyss. The Rannis Abyss is a massive hole in the ground located in the eastern part of the Czech Republic. This one isn't on fire or a portal to the underworld as far as we know, but it's incredibly deep. So deep, in fact, that it holds a unique title as the deepest flooded pit cave in the entire world. This karst sinkhole, as it's called, has been measured at a staggering 1,543 feet, almost half a kilometer below the water's surface, according to data from 2016. Some estimates even suggest it could reach a depth of over 0.66 miles. Now you can imagine descending into the earth through such distance. It is truly mind-boggling. Geographically, the Rannis Abyss sits between the Bohemian Massif and the western Carpathian mountain ranges. This region is known for its gas lakes, where gases move underground and accumulate in vast spaces like the abyss. This unique process has also contributed to the abyss's distinctive features. The Rannis Abyss is not exactly a haven for the faint of heart. It's known for its pungent smell, extremely low visibility, acidic water, and unbreathable surface air. Number 19. Valley of Death. Well, the name is no exaggeration. This place, also known as the Animal Graveyard, is shrouded in mystery and holds a chilling reputation. Legend tells of two hunters who stumbled upon this bizarre land in the 1930s. Climbing the slopes of the Kikpinich volcano, they discovered a barren wasteland devoid of vegetation and littered with the dead bodies of animals. Overcome by dizziness, they fled the area, sparking numerous rumors and attempts to unravel the valley's secrets. Just like the countless animals, around 80 people have tragically lost their lives in this mysterious valley. Scientists believe the culprit is a deadly cocktail of volcanic gases: hydrogen sulfide, carbon dioxide, and sulfur dioxide. This toxic mix can kill living creatures within minutes, while also preserving the bodies of deceased animals for years. The high gas concentration disrupts the natural decomposition process, leaving behind a haunting scene of scattered remains. Unsurprisingly, the Valley of Death is strictly off-limits to visitors. The only way to catch a glimpse of this eerily fascinating place is through a hefty sum helicopter tour. Number 18. Devon Island. Devon Island, located in the vast Canadian Arctic, is an incredible island that holds a unique distinction, as it's the largest uninhabited island on our planet, stretching across a staggering 21,331 square miles. To put that in perspective, it's only about 500 square miles smaller than Croatia. But Devon Island's claim to fame goes beyond just its size. Its harsh conditions and remarkably Mars-like environment have made it a training ground for astronauts preparing for missions to the Red Planet. Imagine yourself standing on a vast, barren landscape. The isolation, the remoteness, the rocky terrain, it all eerily resembles the Martian surface. This is no accident. NASA specifically utilizes Devon Island due to its uncanny resemblance to Mars, allowing astronauts to experience the closest thing to a real Martian mission without leaving Earth. While a small research station run by the Arctic Institute of North America exists on the island, Devon Island is devoid of permanent residents. The conditions are simply too harsh. Only a handful of resilient birds and mammals can call this place home, alongside extremophiles, organisms that thrive in these extreme environments. Number 17. Mapimi Silent Zone. Let's travel to the vast Chihuahua Desert in northern Mexico, where something truly strange is happening. This place is called the Zone of Silence, and it lives up to its name in some very unusual ways. Here, radio signals vanish, compasses spin wildly, and meteorites seem to fall from the sky with surprising frequency. It's earned the nickname the Mexican Bermuda Triangle due to its peculiar occurrences. This empty and remote area sits within the Mapimi Biosphere Reserve, a vast and mostly unpopulated region. While the Zone of Silence is certainly mysterious, there are some possible explanations for the strange phenomena. Scientists believe the culprit behind the disrupted radio signals might be the area's widespread deposits of magnetite. This iron ore is known for its magnetic properties, hence its name. Additionally, the area has an unusually high concentration of meteorites, contributing to the mix of unusual features. Of course, theories abound, with some even venturing into the realm of the extraterrestrial. Some speculate that the Zone of Silence might be a frequent landing spot for aliens, given Mexico's reputation as a hotspot for UFO sightings. Number 16. Kawa Ijen Volcano Location. This island boasts not one but two truly extraordinary natural wonders that you won't believe exist. Located near a volcano called Kawa Ijen, the first wonder is an active solfatara. Now this might sound like a fictional creature, but it's very real. It's essentially a place that emits flammable, hot, and sulfurous gases. While it might not smell the greatest, it's also pretty dangerous. These gases actually ignite when they meet the oxygen in the air, burning with an eerie blue flame. This site is especially spectacular at night, when the electric blue flames illuminate the entire landscape, creating an otherworldly scene. But Java has another wonder up its sleeve, an extraordinarily beautiful lake. The turquoise and blue waters might seem inviting, but don't be fooled. This vibrant color is actually caused by massive amounts of dissolved metals and the extremely high acidity of the water. At 1 kilometer wide, this caldera lake holds the title of the world's largest acidic lake. Its pH level has been measured as low as 0.5, making it super acidic. Let's just say taking a dip in this lake is definitely not recommended. Number 15. Mariana Trench. The Mariana Trench is the deepest oceanic trench on Earth. Located near the islands of Japan, the Philippines, and Papua New Guinea, the trench's floor plunges an incredible 6,000 meters below the surface. The pressure at these depths is truly immense, so much so that it can even crush the cells of any animal venturing down there. But despite the harsh environment, the Mariana Trench stretches for over 1,500 miles and reaches a depth of at least 36,000 feet, making it almost 10,000 feet taller than Mount Everest. Exploring these incredible depths is incredibly challenging due to the extreme pressure. In fact, since the trench was discovered in 1875, only a handful of people and submersibles have managed to reach the bottom. However, even in this seemingly hostile environment, life finds a way. Scientists have discovered various creatures living in the Mariana Trench, including snailfish, single-celled amoebas, and even amphipods growing up to 1 foot in length. While this knowledge confirms the presence of life in the deepest parts of the ocean, we still have a lot to learn about these fascinating creatures and the ecosystems they inhabit. Number 14. The Namib Desert. Located on the western shore of Namibia, this vast desert stretches nearly 1,000 miles long and is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The name Namib is believed to mean emptiness in some local languages, and it perfectly captures the desert's vast and desolate landscape. Most of the Namib is inaccessible and sparsely populated, with only a few outposts and indigenous groups like the Herero and Nama inhabiting its fringes. A large part of the desert falls within the Namib Naukluft National Park, accessible only by specialized aircraft or rugged dirt roads. While not the biggest desert globally, the Namib is considered by some to be the world's oldest. It's a harsh environment, forcing the historic sand people to rely on the juice from the sama melon for hydration. Despite its harshness, the Namib is a true treasure trove. This desert holds the distinction of being the richest source of diamonds on Earth. Number 13. Siberian Saka Republic. The Siberian Saka Republic, also known as Yakutia, is a vast region which covers a whopping 20% of Russia's entire landmass, making it roughly the size of India. However, unlike India's diverse landscapes, the Saka Republic is a land of extreme cold. Much of this region lies above the Arctic Circle, where the average temperature hovers between a bone-chilling -40 degrees Fahrenheit and freezing. Due to these harsh conditions, exploring most of the region is a real challenge. Imagine trying to trek through a landscape where the ground itself is permanently frozen solid. That's what you'll encounter in the permafrost that covers a significant part of the Saka Republic. Despite the harsh climate, the Saka Republic is home to nearly 1 million people. However, they're not evenly distributed. Most residents are concentrated in specific areas, with the capital city of Yakutsk holding a significant chunk of the population, around 311,000 people, which is roughly 1/3 of the entire republic. The rest of the region, vast and sparsely populated, lives up to its nickname, the Frozen Wasteland. Yakutsk itself sits on permafrost, and the region holds the record for the coldest temperature ever recorded above the Arctic Circle, a staggering -90 degrees Fahrenheit in the small town of Verkhoyansk. Another contender for the title of coldest place is Oymyakon, known as the coldest permanently inhabited place on Earth. With an average winter temperature of -50 degrees Fahrenheit and a record high in January of just 2 degrees Fahrenheit, this town is no place for the faint of heart. Number 12. Yucatan Cenotes. These natural wonders are essentially sinkholes formed by the collapse of limestone bedrock, revealing the groundwater underneath. Many of these underwater caves are interconnected, forming an extensive cave system that's still largely unexplored. Estimates suggest there are about 6,000 cenotes in the Yucatan, but only a couple hundred are easily found on platforms like Google Maps. And of those, only a fraction are actually safe and suitable for visiting. This is because some cenotes were used by the ancient Maya for burials, so encountering bones while exploring isn't uncommon. Imagine scuba diving and coming across historical artifacts. Definitely not everyone's idea of a pleasant experience. The exact number of cenotes remains a mystery. Experts estimate that less than 10% of the estimated 6,000 cenotes have been explored. Number 11. North Sentinel Island. North Sentinel Island, a remote island located in the Bay of Bengal. This island is home to the Sentinelese, a unique indigenous tribe who have made it abundantly clear that they desire complete isolation from the outside world. They have repeatedly met any attempt at contact with extreme hostility and have not hesitated to defend their territory, even resorting to violence. In 1956, the Indian government, recognizing the Sentinelese's desire for isolation, declared their island a tribal reserve. This means strictly prohibiting anyone from coming within 3 nautical miles of the island. This decision was likely made for everyone's safety, considering the past events. Unfortunately, tragedies have occurred despite these measures. In 2006, fishermen who accidentally drifted too close to the island were killed by the Sentinelese. Their bodies were even displayed as a stark warning to anyone who might dare approach. When helicopters were sent to retrieve the bodies, they were met with arrows and spears, further highlighting the tribe's resistance to outside contact. More recently, in 2018, a young missionary named John Allen Chow illegally entered the island, hoping to convert the Sentinelese. While he did manage to leave the island unharmed initially, sadly, he wasn't so fortunate on his final visit. Local fishermen later witnessed the Sentinelese dragging his body across the shore. Number 10. The Door to Hell. Back in 1971, in what is now Turkmenistan, a drilling crew made an unexpected discovery. While working, they stumbled upon an underground cavern, which unfortunately collapsed upon them, creating a massive 300-foot wide pit. This wasn't just any pit, though. It began leaking harmful gases, posing a significant environmental concern. To address this issue, the drilling team made a unique decision. They set the pit on fire, hoping to burn off the harmful gases. This solution, while unorthodox, was intended to be temporary, lasting only a few days. However, much to their surprise, the fire never went out. Decades later, it continues to burn brightly. This unexpected outcome has led some to call the location the Door to Hell, adding to its unusual and intriguing character. While the burning pit might seem like something out of a legend, it's important to remember the environmental impact of burning fossil fuels for such an extended period. This ongoing fire represents a significant waste of natural gas and contributes to air pollution. Thankfully, the location of the burning pit, situated in the middle of the desert, minimizes its immediate environmental impact compared to other historical blunders. For example, the 1962 trash fire in Centralia, Pennsylvania, accidentally ignited a coal seam and continues to burn, forcing the entire town to be abandoned due to harmful carbon monoxide emissions. In an effort to address the environmental concerns and resource waste, the leader of Turkmenistan announced in January 2022 that they would finally put out the fire at the Door to Hell. Interestingly, this isn't the first time such an attempt has been announced. In 2010, the government made a similar statement, but the fire persisted. Number 9. Veo Javari. Vale do Javari in Brazil is a vast area located near the country's northwest corner bordering Bolivia and Peru, and is truly unique. Unlike most of Brazil, which was conquered by the Portuguese long ago, Vale do Javari remains largely untouched by the outside world. Think of it this way: larger than the entire country of Austria, Vale do Javari covers a staggering 85,000 square kilometers. But unlike Austria's bustling cities and charming towns, this region is home to only around 3,000 indigenous people. In fact, Vale do Javari holds the title for the greatest concentration of isolated groups in the world. this incredible isolation isn't accidental. The Brazilian government has strictly prohibited outsiders from entering the region. You might think enforcing this rule would be challenging, but nature itself plays a role in keeping Veo Javari protected. The region is incredibly remote. Not only is it far from major cities and infrastructure, but it's also inaccessible by most forms of transportation. The constant flooding caused by the rising Amazon River and the swampy terrain make exploration and permanent settlement nearly impossible. As if that wasn't enough, the region is also home to an abundance of dangerous wildlife, including alligators and mosquitoes. Number 8. Danakil Depression. The Danakil Depression in Ethiopia is an incredible landscape so extreme that it feels like stepping onto another planet. Imagine a place that's a scorching cauldron of heat, salt, sulfur, and volcanic activity, with temperatures regularly soaring above 50 degrees Celsius, or 122 degrees Fahrenheit. The Danakil Depression is one of the most inhospitable places on Earth. Located over 100 meters below sea level, it's both incredibly hot and incredibly low-lying. Despite the harsh conditions, the Danakil Depression boasts a surprisingly stunning and colorful world. This unique environment is a result of its rich mineral content, creating a breathtaking canvas of bright yellow sulfur fields, green acid ponds, and vast white salt flats. But don't be fooled by its beauty. This landscape is no walk in the park. The acid ponds are incredibly dangerous, with liquid potent enough to burn through skin. The sulfur fumes are equally toxic if inhaled. Here's the surprising twist. Even in this challenging environment, life finds a way. Microscopic organisms called extremophiles thrive in these harsh conditions. Number 7. Snake Island. This island, located 90 miles off the coast of Sao Paulo, Brazil, lives up to its name in a big way. Now, before you start packing your bags, there's one crucial detail. Civilians are strictly prohibited from visiting the island. Snake Island holds a unique title as the only place on Earth where you'll find the incredibly venomous golden lancehead viper. These snakes are extremely dangerous, and a single bite can be fatal to humans within an hour. It's no surprise then that the Brazilian government has wisely banned public access to the island, preventing any accidental encounters with these deadly creatures. The island's snake population is truly staggering. Some reports suggest certain areas have 1 snake per square meter, meaning you'd practically be stepping over these dangerous reptiles with every step. Interestingly, the island wasn't always uninhabited. Between 1909 and the early 1920s, a small group of people actually lived there, presumably with nerves of steel and exceptional snake avoidance skills. They resided in the island's lighthouse, but tragically, their story ended in a sad twist. The entire occupants fell victim to a group of snakes that somehow managed to enter the lighthouse, resulting in their untimely demise. Number 6. Lake Vostok. Now let's dive deep into the ice of Antarctica. Here lies a hidden gem called Lake Vostok, the world's largest subglacial lake. That's right, this massive lake isn't above ground like most, but hidden underneath a thick layer of glacial ice. While the ice above keeps the water liquid, it also creates a truly unique environment. Lake Vostok hasn't been touched by sunlight or interacted with the atmosphere for a mind-boggling 15 million years. Despite this isolation and harsh conditions, high pressure, extreme cold, low nutrients, and no sunlight, scientists believe there might be microbial life thriving in the lake. Exploring this hidden world, however, is no easy feat. Discovered in the late 1950s or early 1960s, the lake sits a staggering 4,000 meters below the ice surface. Reaching it is a technological challenge, and there are ethical concerns as well. Drilling into the lake would not only risk disturbing its pristine state, but the antifreeze needed for drilling could contaminate the water, making any research findings unreliable. Before we move on, here's today's subscriber's pick. The image you see is causing quite a stir online. It supposedly depicts an unexplored underwater city, completely covered in moss and other marine growth. But here's the catch. The location of this alleged city is unknown, and the person in the photo doesn't seem to be wearing any scuba gear. Now, this image raises a lot of questions. How can a city be unexplored, and yet have someone casually exploring it underwater? Is this an elaborate Photoshop creation or something more unexplainable? The lack of information surrounding this image only fuels the mystery. We don't know where it's from, who the photographer is, or if the city even exists. So, what do you think? Is this image genuine or a clever hoax? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. Number 5. Hill of Crosses. It's a place that pops up all over social media, but its story goes far deeper than just a cool picture. Often labeled as one of the scariest places in the world, the Hill of Crosses might surprise you. While it's certainly unique, it's also a deeply sacred site for many Lithuanians. So what exactly is this place, and why does it have such a contrasting reputation? The Hill of Crosses is exactly what it sounds like. A hill covered in thousands of crucifixes and crosses. This vast collection might seem a little spooky, especially if you're not accustomed to so much religious imagery. But there's a powerful reason behind it all. The site was originally the location of a castle, tragically burned down during a 14th century battle. The tradition of placing crosses is believed to have started in the mid-1800s, following an uprising against the Russian Empire. It served as a way to commemorate the victims and express hope in the face of oppression. However, during the Soviet era, the anti-religious policies of the communist regime led to the crosses being bulldozed. But the spirit of the Lithuanian people couldn't be broken. Defiantly, they replaced the crosses, often working under the cover of night. Number 4. Bermuda Triangle. The Bermuda Triangle, often nicknamed the Devil's Triangle, a region in the western Atlantic Ocean, roughly outlined by Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, has captured imaginations for decades with its tales of mysterious disappearances. Ships and planes, some of them enormous, have vanished without a trace, never sending out a single distress signal. Theories abound to explain these disappearances, ranging from the scientifically plausible to the outlandish. One theory points to rogue waves, massive and unpredictable waves that can reach up to 100 feet in height. These behemoths could potentially strike ships and planes with such force that they'd be completely destroyed, leaving no wreckage behind. Other explanations delve into the realm of the supernatural and paranormal, attributing the disappearances to everything from alien encounters to lost civilizations. Number 3. Amazon Rainforest. This incredible ecosystem is often referred to as a modern-day lost world, and for good reason. The Amazon is absolutely gigantic, spanning over 2 billion square miles. That's roughly the size of the continental United States. This vast rainforest dominates the northern half of South America, covering over 400 million hectares. Mapping and exploring this dense jungle have proven incredibly difficult. The thick forest canopy makes it nearly impossible to see the ground from above, and navigating the dense undergrowth on foot is equally challenging. Adding to its mystique, the Amazon is watered by the world's mightiest river, the Amazon River. This vital waterway sustains this incredible ecosystem and provides a habitat for countless unique species. But the Amazon isn't just diverse, it's also home to some formidable creatures. From the infamous piranhas and poison dart frogs to the powerful jaguars and various venomous snakes, the rainforest demands respect and caution from those who dare to explore its depths. In fact, the Amazon remains largely unexplored. Just in 2011, previously uncontacted tribes were discovered in a remote area known as Veo Javari. Number 2. The Tianzi Mountains. The Tianzi Mountain Nature Reserve is a true gem of China's natural landscape, known for its remarkable mountains and unique 4 wonders. These wonders include the Sea of Clouds, where you can witness a breathtaking spectacle of clouds gathering below the mountain peaks. The radiance of the moonlight, the rays of sunshine, and the winter snow add to the mountain's awe-inspiring beauty. The multiple peaks and spooky mists swirling around the mountain create an otherworldly atmosphere, making it a popular tourist destination. However, visiting Tianzi Mountain requires a bit of preparation and perseverance. The sheer height of the mountains demands a certain level of fitness and determination, not always found in every tourist. Additionally, there are fascinating but challenging sites like the Shentang Gulf, also known as the mysterious and forbidden area. Shrouded in myth and mist, the pool at its bottom is said to be untouched by human footprints. Reaching this area requires clambering down a shaky natural ladder, making it a truly adventurous experience, but not for the faint of heart. Another highlight is the epic Sea of Clouds. From the elevated vantage point, you can witness an incredible sight, looking down on a sea of clouds nestled between the majestic mountains. Number 1. The Empty Quarter. The Empty Quarter, also known as Rub al-Khali, is a colossal desert in the southern Arabian Peninsula. It is the world's largest contiguous sand desert, covering an area roughly the size of France. Imagine endless dunes stretching as far as the eye can see, sculpted by relentless winds and baking under the scorching sun. Temperatures here can soar up to 50 degrees Celsius, or 122 degrees Fahrenheit in the summer, making it one of the hottest places on Earth. But the harshness of the empty quarter is also its allure. It's a place of untamed beauty and raw power. The vastness of the desert landscape, sprinkled with occasional oases and dotted with stargazer-worthy night skies, creates a truly awe-inspiring scene. While the empty quarter might seem like a desolate wasteland, it's actually home to a surprising amount of life. Nomadic communities have adapted to the harsh environment for centuries, and the desert ecosystem supports a variety of unique plant and animal species. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.